Simon is here with us from King Calaway, and also from England, from the UK.
Well, what part of the UK? Yeah. So this is like the number one question. So it's a place called Gibraltar,
Rock of Gibraltar.
The Rock of Gibraltar, as you know. It's the southernmost tip of Spain, but it is a British overseas territory. So it's like in the Mediterranean, so you get all that beautiful sunshine, but you get like very much of like UK culture, and like all our laws are like UK.
I'll tell you, so one of my favorite, actually my literal favorite place in the world is Barcelona.
Oh, man.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how Spain's laid out, because there's that's kind of like Catalan, and then there's
there's like
Gibraltar,
all the regions, but Gibraltar wouldn't be considered like any of the
Anywhere
Spanish
associated.
regions. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's kind of right there.
But it's kind of there.
Oh,
It's
that's
kind of
cool.
hidden at the bottom. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to basically kind of introduce each of the individuals that make up King Calaway, because I'm intrigued by you guys. I think it's a really interesting concept. And first off, like, what got you into music?
Like my parents, or rather my dad specifically, like always played at home, guitar, piano. He was self-taught. And then my brothers, I have two older brothers. They also always used to play. So from a very young age, for Christmas, it was always like a toy piano, a toy microphone, a toy violin, like every instrument on the planet, we got a toy version of it. Until I was about 12, I think, where I signed up to be in a high school musical production back in my middle school, and got the role of Troy Bolton, which everyone wants. So
An actual high school musical.
Yeah.
You were
It was
Zac
like,
Efron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. And then I was like, yeah, kind of like.
Is that right? I don't know if I've ever actually seen High School Musical. Did I get that right? That was Zac
Yeah, you
Efron,
smashed
right?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, cool, I want to do this. And at the time, my brother Guy was like really getting into like his piano, and Philip was on the guitar. So we would like every day, just at home, just like jam, just play loads of stuff. And there was this school concert coming up, and we were like, should we just do it? Like, it's Philip's last year in school. Let's like give it a go. And we got a couple of friends together, and we performed. That was 2009, so 10 years ago now. And since then, it was like, okay, I'm pretty sure that music is what I want to be doing.
But you're so far away. See, that's what's interesting about the band, and like I just don't understand how that aspect necessarily happens. Like, you come from Gibraltar, and you join a band that's now based in Nashville, kind of.
Yeah.
How'd you get to be? How'd you get into King Calaway?
So fast forward 5 years after that first gig in 2009, and I went to university in England, in Manchester. I studied at the Royal Northern College of Music, which is an absolute mouthful.
Yeah, but like super elite. That's big.
Yeah, it sounds very elite. It's all right. It's
awesome.
amazing, but you know what I mean. So I was on a pop music degree there, and I met a guy called John Schoen, who was One Direction's musical director, and he taught me for a semester a musical direction class, which was like really interesting. And I think he saw that I, out of all the guys in the class, was like very into just the live show, and I like really wanted to develop that. So he hit me up like a couple of months later, and he was like, there's some people in Nashville who are getting together. They just like want to get a feel for different people from around the world, like see how we could come together. So because of that, I just booked a flight to Nashville, basically spent a weekend here, met the guys, and I was like, cool, like I like you guys, you guys seem to like me, so let's woodshed, let's spend some weeks in the studio, not in the studio, in a rehearsal room, and just see if we can find a sound, and then take it from there.
So what I've dealt with recently, and I do every once in a while, it's like you get on a platform that's big enough, and then all of a sudden people decide that they'd rather bring you down than build you up. And I think King Calaway is facing sort of that uphill battle, because the way that it's been categorized, the way that I've seen from like the naysayers is like, oh, it's a boy band, it's manufactured, it doesn't deserve this chance.
Yeah.
And so that was what I knew about you guys before I went and saw the live show. And then I went and saw you live, and I immediately said, please bring them in the studio. I want to find a way to show people what they're about, so that then they get to make their decision based on that. Have you guys gone through like any of the emotions of trolls and like the online trolling and all that stuff?
So it's like really strange, because before this gig, this band, I was never really like subject to that. So it was just like, I was neither a troller nor trolled about, so I just kind of saw it. Now that you're involved and you see, and there's a part of you that feels like, all right, they're calling us out for being a boy band, and it's like, I guess, we are the ones who've come out and said, yeah, we are a boy band, we want to put the band back in boy band. That's that's super cool. We want to do that. But I think we've each done, I mean, I could count you like 500 gigs that I've done across the UK, in Spain, in Gibraltar, where I have literally turned up with my brothers. My parents have been lugging equipment, and we've turned up to this dingy bar in Durham and played to no one.
Yeah.
And like we've each done that, and we've each done our gigs where you just kept going and you're putting your own money into it, and then you meet a bunch of guys like this where we all had trains that were running, and somehow they found a way to each other. And as a band, we can't say that we've done gigs like that, like the Durham gig where we played to no one, but we can say that individually for the last 10 years we have each been doing that. So
on the personal level, do you guys work together to kind of like make sure the energy level stays positive and excited?
Yeah, I mean,
through all that?
Yeah, like we're an excitable bunch. Like you've seen us, we really like each other's company, and we don't dwell too much on what's being said in terms of like the manufactured boy band, because we know, as you said, if you come to our show, you cannot manufacture what we're doing on stage.
Yeah.
That can't be done in a studio. That is people that is we're each telling a story with our instruments, and that comes across on stage. So I guess what I would say is to anyone who thinks we're just a manufactured boy band, please grab yourself a ticket.
Who in your life has been the most supportive? Who in your life, personal life, is the most supportive there for you every second?
My mom, definitely. My parents both together. But I feel like with my mom, I can just send a text back and forth any time of the day, and she's always got a great response. But like having had a musical journey with my brothers as well, this whole process has been very nostalgic for me, because I kind of we fought for kind of this opportunity with the radio things in England and the gigs. So every time I'm setting up a keyboard, I'm thinking of them every time I'm on stage. So I feel very like supported by my family. They're so there for me.
Last question, and then we're gonna get everybody together too. But
Great.
What is it about music? Like what would you most like to experience, whether you're a part of it or just going to see it happen live? Concerts, festivals, in the studio with somebody. Specifically, who do you want to have involved, and what do you want to go do?
Okay, so undeniably for me, going to the Coldplay concert in 2012 just was life-changing.
Yeah.
I then saw them twice in 1 year. Last year I saw them in Paris and in LA, and that made me realize just how much of an impact music can have on so many people. And that's something I want to achieve in life, and I think that we've hopefully got a long road ahead of us as a band, and if we keep pushing and if we keep it real, we could get there one day.
The road lands there.
Yeah.
Cool. Simon,